Greetings and salutations, one and all. It is Barbara, and I am filming this while it is still January 6th on the west coast of the United States. It is still the 12 days of Christmas, although I'm giving myself a bonus day because, you know, crazy things happen in the world, so I'm extending Christmas for as long as I can. And I'm giving you this beautiful GTGDollwear Merry Christmas Advent Calendar. And GTGDollwear is based in England. They are fantastic. This was their main doll Advent calendar. They also, and I'm showing you this for two reasons, they also did a smaller accessories Advent calendar. And this one, the sticker, no peeking until Advent, was all over the materials. So we're going to start with the dolls though. And I believe, if I remember correctly, I ordered this for a guy. This on top is the carrying case. So now that I've done all the explaining, let's drop this down slowly. This job's too good to rush. Push this back a little bit so this can come down. Here we go. So you see the sticker here too. Okay. So, hopefully, my brother had said I should probably have gotten tweezers to do this, and it probably would have been easier, but when do I ever do anything easy? I think I may have to get the tweezers. Let's just hold here for a minute while I get tweezers. Oh, wait, I don't even remember where my tweezers are. So I don't think we're going to pause. We're just going to pull, what's ever easiest to pull out. I was going to try for one, but I don't think I can get to it. So you know what, let me pull out 14, and then I can get to one. That is very insane that I had to do that. But here's the first one, which is a stocking. And the box. Ooh. Try not to rip the box. This is a bejeweled Harrods jewelry box. As I said, she is based in London. This is probably meant to be like a miniature snuff box, but it's like a little Christmas box. I like the sturdy clip. 2 is over here. Let's see if I can get 2 out without too much trouble. I think I'm going to have to put these back. As I take them out, I have to put them back. So let me grab 2. Now that I've gotten a box out, which was not 1, but was in fact 14, I think it gives me a little wiggle room. Perhaps I'm kidding myself. Okay, here's 2. There's probably a trick to doing this, which I am failing at. There we go. This is her packaging. British design, fashion dissolve for dolls. And these are high heel boots. Very nice. I thought I had bought this. I think I couldn't decide if I wanted to buy for men or for women. I originally thought this was for men, but it might just be this is for the women, which is fine. I just have no memory of what the hell I'm doing. Okay, these are really cool, and I like them because they have the slouch built in and a nice little band detailing, stiletto heel. I'm going to be doing a follow-up video anyway, which I will explain why in a moment. Why I'm doing a second video for her. But for right now, and I think in that video, I will in fact go through and show you what fits. So as it turns out, 3 is back on that side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to play here and not get this down. Abandoned ship, abandoned ship. I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to go grab 3. Wait a minute. Okay, wait. One was not the Partridge in a Pear Tree. I thought for a minute she was doing this by the song theme, but she is not. This is a picture frame, which I'm assuming I can go ahead and switch the picture out, and I feel like I should know who this model is, though I do not. I do not know who the model is. All right, so let's leave 3 here. Let's go get 4. Four is a jumper, as they say in the UK. We say a sweater. Beautifully detailed with buttons and the logo. It will open and close in the back with snaps, thank God. It's a great gray color, which means it will go with everything. And I think my doll, next time you see my doll, she will be wearing this. And then we'll go with the boots. And we have a bedazzled pair of cat's eye sunglasses. I'm beginning to sense a color theme, and we'll see if that holds up. So the next day is going to be 5. Is 5 also here? So we're going to keep, yeah, 2 is never going back. 2 is never going back in. So I think maybe leaving 1 out on each side will help. Okay. All right, so let's leave that there. No idea. Is that supposed to be holly? Maybe. These are obviously for 1/6 scale dolls, fashion royalty, or Barbie, and I say that because these fishnets have some give to them, and the elastic waist. So unless they have a really wide, curvy body, which I don't think this is meant for, you could probably have some serious fun here. This is day 5. Are we ever coming back over here? Well, maybe she did like, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and try to figure this out. Interesting, I did wait to do this because this is, of course, the 6th of January, Epiphany. And if you know Epiphany, it's also the Feast of the Three Kings. They followed the star in the sky to the Nativity, which was the place where Christ was born. Ooh, there are several pieces to this. So we have, or presumably could go on a 1/6 scale Christmas tree. It's a lovely rocking horse detailed in lavender, which is purple, one of my favorite colors. Purple is my favorite color. Candle white, as I like to call it. Candlelight white roses. And 2 hangers, one presumably for lingerie, the other for a regular ensemble. Very nice. Now, right under 6 is 7. Why are all... Now, of course, it's time for a joke. Appropriately for a Christmas cracker, which is another standard in Great Britain. Why are all the numbers afraid of 7? 7, 8, 9. You may send your complaints to the account of ChuckDog1999 on YouTube. That is a real account. That's my brother's account. He does reviews of Transformers, Blockies, that sort of thing. He does not drink wine. 1/6 scale or 1/1 scale. I'm assuming these are really good years because this company is a company of good taste. These are not going to light up, but they are beautifully realistic. And what makes them very special is, unlike the Real People scale, I'm pretty sure these are going to stay these colors even if one burns out. If you know, you know. And knowing is half the battle. Oh, I think we're finally, yes, we're finally jumping sides. Okay, so we're going to put 7 back for a second. I think it goes long ways, but we'll take care of that in a second. By second, I mean later. This is 8. It's a bell. I'm trying to find like the easiest way to pop these open without me hurting the boxes. Because these are nice and sturdy cardboard boxes, by the way. Aha! Jeans that are perfectly shaded to go with the jumper. And this is actually a bit smaller of a waist. So I'm going to say that this is probably, even though it will close with the snap and does have the GT logo, I'm going to say that this is probably going to fit FR waist a little bit better than the Barbie waist. Now, my mini-me is an industry body, if you know Integrity Toys. She's an industry body that started out her life as a Tula Belle. And then I changed her up, and I had her repainted to look like me because I have an ego. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Number 9. Some of you are getting this joke, and the rest of you are like, what is wrong with her? I think that was the Yoko Ono song. Number 9 is a tiny, like you would have this sitting on your desk, gold tree. One of my favorite Christmas specials, in fact, it is my favorite Christmas special, is the Peanuts Christmas special. And that Peanuts Christmas special killed the aluminum Christmas tree industry in the United States. That is not a joke. After watching Charlie Brown and his friends ultimately reject the aluminum Christmas tree and go with the smaller and real Christmas tree, which was kind of dopey and dead, that killed the aluminum Christmas tree industry in the United States. That is a true story. And it is also a really good Christmas special. If you've never seen it, the Peanuts Christmas special. But you've seen it. It's the one everybody has seen, at least a part of it, with Snoopy. This is a great little prop. It is a very, really soft, almost like a sham pillow. Red and gold for Christmas with the beautiful little white tufts. Great for the bed. Okay, 10, 11. This is probably going to be a bigger piece of clothing. I could be completely wrong. We could be finding out right now. No. As I guessed that there would be lingerie, here it is. The bra came off the model, but that's okay. This is actually a cut and a style of panty I've never seen before. This is almost like a girl's full-length panty. This, because the material is so dear, it's going to close with hook and eye. I'm all about a full coverage panty. I'm that old, you know. Tongs were never my thing. Granny panties, hey, you know what? Full coverage is fine with me. This feels like it obviously doesn't have a wire in it, but it feels like it should. And it's very, very nice. I like it. It's got like almost like a vintage feel to it. I like it. That's a really cool one. Okay, so we're gonna come. So 15's over there. So let's cheat and do this, and I'll put these all back in order. I promise. Maybe. Yeah. When the video is not on, I will attempt to put these back into some kind of order. That's 11, and I'm going to the wrong one. Where's 11? Where's 12? There it is. Hi, Barbara. I'm 12. I'm going to hit you in the face because you're not looking at me. Okay, 12. "12 is a bottle of parfum. It is a little newspaper, including a crossword. It is another newspaper. It's more crosswords. And, oops, we have a powder puff. I should have gotten my tweezers. There you go, the Power Puff. Another bottle of, I think this is probably a nail polish, better than Zuru at staying to scale. And a lipstick in lavender or fuchsia pink. Christmas Story, but not the printed pages. And neither, okay, so these are not like official like reprints of Christmas stories. Like obviously Zuru gets copyrights. Zuru goes off scale. So there. So let's put the books back. I like them though because they're cute. And it's almost like you can write, almost like it's your doll and she's writing in her journal her Christmas story for that year. Okay. Now 13 is another big one. That's what Chase said. That's from The Office in the U.S. In the U.S., not the U.K. I shall not take, what's his name's name? Ricky Gervais in vain. I know he's precious to the U.K. 13 is a very big box. Shut up. Oh, okay. People my age and a little bit older, they know exactly what this is. This is a boombox. This before you had your phone, which could take your music and you just use your phone to play music. You carried one of these suckers around, and you put a tape in here. I don't know if that opens, and I don't want to force it. But you would put your tape in there, or you could get radio stations, which we call in the States terrestrial radio. Somebody in the UK is going to have to tell me, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm curious, because I know you pay a television licensing fee, and that gives you the BBC and BBC radio. So did you have to get a separate licensing fee if you had a boombox so you could get the BBC stations on here? Headphones. Oh, there is a cassette. So that must open. If that's the cassette, this must open. I don't want to force it, and I'm not going to. I'm going to... This is going to... Oh, there it goes. Ta-da! Now, in the States, we usually had to put the cassette in backwards to get it to... And then it would close. So let's see if this is going to be one of those that you put it in backwards. Here we go. Do they know? I better not. I don't want to get a copyright strike. I think I thought for a second this might be like a big vest or jumper again, a sleeveless jumper, but no, this is a throw rug, which is very cute. That's cute. That is very cute. And thank you for the 80s trip. Okay, so day 13. Well, wait, we're over the halfway mark now. Looking for number 14. And waiting for Godot. Oh, did I not say I was going to do this? 14. Okay, This is the reason why I picked this one, because I was like, oh, I have to get the one with the Harrods hamper. If you are familiar with the James Bond series, you know in not in License to Kill, in Living Daylights, at the beginning of the movie, the MI6 is hosting a defector, and they're trying to please him, so they get him a hamper from Harrods. James Bond, one of the things he does while he's going to go get the guy is he picks up the hamper, but he doesn't like what M picked out. So he went and he got him a different hamper because he didn't like the one that M picked out. So, and that literally, this is what the hampers, they come in these wooden baskets, but yeah, they're filled with like, it's Harrod, so, you know, it's primo stuff. Not singing any more than that because, again, don't want the copyright strike. Living Daylights is a difficult film for me. It's not a bad movie, but this was going to be my first Bond movie in the theaters if Pierce Brosnan got to be Bond. And as you know, he didn't get to be Bond until GoldenEye. We're not going to revisit that great tragedy right now. But suffice to say, probably it's a case of everything worked out in the end as it should have. But anyway, 15. Do not watch this doll collector. She rambles and offers up all of these weird bits of trivia. But that's what you do at Christmas. You get things at Christmas and they remind you of Christmases past. That's what it's all about. So this is another really nice jumper that will go with the jeans. So you have your choice of jumper. And again, very, very soft material. This is the kind of jumper my mom would get me because she thinks I don't wear enough light colors. True story. And more bedazzled, very cute sunglasses. W Club members of Integrity Toys, Poppy Parker. You know what I'm talking about. Those sunglasses would go really well with that. You know, and that's all I'm going to say because I'm never sure with their licensing what I can and cannot say. Here we go. 16. And we have not one, because a girl needs more than 2 bags, but these are really nice. Especially because they also have a scarf attached at the top, which I'm not even going to try to undo. But these look like they could be men's ties if you wanted to practice tying ties, but I'm not even going to take them off. Only going to do this one. This will open like so. And then obviously you can put a lot of stuff in here. The 1/6 scale, 1/6 scale computers, probably other notebooks and stuff. Yeah, these are really nice. I'm not going to push this all the way open, but yeah, very nice. Obviously, we've got a lot of playability here. This is the kind of thing where it's like if Harrods was actually doing an advent calendar, all of these things would be in the actual advent calendar, and they would all be like really high brands. And yeah, welcome to Harrods. 16, 17. 17 doesn't have a decoration. I wonder why. 17 are, you would either call them, well, in the UK, they're called trainers. In the States, we call them sneakers. But these are very nice sneakers that you would probably use to do like professional running. And socks, because 1/6 scale socks disappear more often than real socks. If you know, you know. $18. Back to Christmas trees. And this is going to be, I would say this is probably like, it would be like a throw blanket on a definitely a 1/6 scale throw blanket on a bed. Again, very soft, very well made. Oh, it was made by Tom Daly. No, it was not made by Tom Daly. Tom Daly does not. Okay, this was not made by Tom Daly. I'm kidding. There are people like, who the hell is? And if you don't know who Tom Daly is, shame on you, because he is a sweetheart. He's going to wind up probably being, after Torval and Dean, the most famous UK Olympian after Torval and Dean. And if you're like, who the hell is Torval and Dean? Google them and leave yourself time, because you're going to want to watch. You're going to want to watch Bolero, and then you're going to want to watch a few others that they've done. 1819. God. Now I'm really showing my age. Torval and Dean. That was the year they won in 84. It was the first Winter Olympics I remember. And we're coming up to another one this year in Milano. But Torval and Dean in 84 was Sarajevo. And this is a very tiny and very cute. In the UK, I'm going to say they would probably call this a vest or an undershirt, as we call it in the States. Hanging out with my friend the first time I ever went to England, I was telling her I always got compliments on my vests. She looked at me. We were sitting there with a Sunday paper between us. She said, please show me in the Sunday paper what you think a vest is. And I did. And then she got another advertisement out and said, no, Barbara, this is a vest in the UK, which is an undershirt. And she said, what you're calling a vest, we call a waistcoat. Okay. On the 20th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me more flowers. Very nice flowers, very nicely set. Could not have in a house with a cat because the cat would eat it and die. We've not had real flowers in my house since we got my cat. And I wouldn't have it any other way. 2021. Okay, so if the red of 5 is holly, this has got to be ivy. And oh my goodness, okay. This is supposed to be like a balloon toy. This is not a balloon, this is metal. Painted gold, supposedly a dog. This would kill somebody. Objects in the toy box. So how do I get this back in without like damaging the box? This fit. This did it. It fit. So what am I doing wrong now? I don't want to force this. So I'm actually going to take this out so I don't break the box. There we go. 21. Which is pretty good because it brings us right to 22. Snowflakes. So we go from a dog to a cat that looks like a bulldog cat, which is non-existent. There is no such thing as a bulldog cat. Very cute cat. My Delilah will absolutely hate it because there are no other cats allowed in any scale, period, full stop. True story. Okay. So we did 22. 23. So clearly 24 is the main outfit. Because we've had the casual outfit, we've had some lingerie. Now we have Well, we have a Christmas wreath. There you go. Hang on the door, hang off a fireplace. Okay. Oops. Cheat. Nope. Okay. So this brings us to 24. So let's gently open. And try to, okay, so this is going to open either top or bottom. So we're going to come here. And I picked the right side. Now we know why we got the black high heels. This is a beautiful embroidered black gown with hummingbirds. Fully lined. Again with the logo. Zipper back. Very nice. This would have been nice for New Year's Eve. So very, very nice. And I want to make sure, yep, that's it. I was thinking there might be a person there, but there is not. So we are going to put this back. And yeah. Now, mind you, you're probably thinking, now remember I mentioned Harrods does a real 1/1 scale calendar, and it's very expensive. Yeah, it is very expensive. And I promise you, you could not, normal people cannot afford Harrods, Harrods stuff. So, but yeah, I could absolutely see there being like a Harrods where it's like, oh yeah, we have. I'm talking as if, so I could absolutely see Harrods having a real obviously a real advent calendar like this, and it would end with a gown or like a very expensive piece of jewelry. And obviously I'm doing this wrong, so I'm going to hold that here. And all of this is to say that this was not cheap. She is a high-end, one-of-a-kind, or limited-run artist. Just be aware of that if you're ever going to purchase something from her, which I still recommend doing, because this is definitely what I paid. This is worth it. And I'll say that again. What I paid, this is worth it. Absolutely 100% worth it. So I would definitely try, if you can, to get something from her. And by something, I will talk about that, the smaller accessories only advent calendar, which I will do in the next video. But for me, Barbara, and for right now, and GTGDollwear, I will see you in my next video. We're still with her, but it's going to be the smaller advent calendar. And I'm also going to tease, and I've been teasing it, and I will explain what I was talking about when I said that there is something coming from her that's going to be very interesting, and I'll talk about it then in the next video. So there you go, a reason to tune in, find out what I'm talking about, and I'm not crazy. All right, guys, see you then. Bye-bye.